Thank you for tuning in to Mind Your Business, M.Y.B Talk Radio, the talk show that talks all about business. I'm your host, Miss Robin. Please follow us on M.Y.B Talk Radio on Twitter and like us on Facebook. We're there also. Today, I would like to go into what do you do, or this is going to be talking about the business side of sports. Before I go into that, I want to go into a few news for you. As some of you all know, Junior Seau died last Wednesday, and he was found in his home with a gun to his side and his hand. So he was reported to have been found with a gun wound to his chest. His family is now going to be donating his brain. So that's pretty sad news. I mean, that came out of the blue, So, as I said, today we're going to go into the business side of sports. So what do you do? What do you do when you have all the money in the world and you've bought everything you can buy and you've done all the new things? Jordan, he's done the underwear, he's done the endorsements, he's done the cologne, he's done the shoes, and he's made lots of money off of either one of those because all of those are quality products. But what do you do? Some of the investors in celebrities go into becoming an actor. They go into these movies, they make the soundtracks and all these things. But what has been happening lately is some business tycoons who have reached celebrity status and vice versa when celebrities have become these business tycoons. A lot of them have tried their options, and one of their options recently has been to buy parts of professional sports teams. Like, for example, Will Smith and Jada. They have taken a stake in the Philadelphia 76ers. It's all about business. Like I said, even though Jennifer Lopez and Mark Anthony have been divorced, it's all about money. They still want to get that money. So believe me, some couples have still gone in with buying these teams. Even further, Jay-Z has gone, and so some of you all know, Jay-Z owns part of the NBA Nets team. However, good old Jay-Z has the money and power to take, and I know you all have heard this, taking the team from Jersey on over to Brooklyn, where he's from. So they might one day be called the Brooklyn Nets. And all of this buying up portions of these teams, what happens when they've invested all this time and money and they go through these different leagues and try to find what's best through all the transitions and the trading and the buying and things like that? What happens when they're hiring and firing these coaches and coordinators, players and more? What happens to their investment? I mean, as you all know, those of you who all like sports, who enjoy sports, understand that there is always somebody getting traded, somebody getting fired or hired, some type of something that goes on that changes the game, changes the outfit of the team. So, it's not good when you put all your money in there. I mean, what I found was that according to Zimbio.com, the cheapest sports franchise is currently valued at $100 million. That's a lot of money. And there are people who have that. But, I don't know. I mean, the business, money, and more profits and more profits. And that does not stop, definitely, in the world of sports. I say all this to say, as I said, franchises are being bought at a premium. So the people who do invest actually end up paying more for the franchise than it's valued at. Sometimes $200 million or more is profited. So that's, like I said, business is business all around the world. So if you all are out there and you actually have gone to my site, www.m like Mary, Y like you, B like Barry, mybtalkradio.com, you'll see how I go into a little bit of the basis of the show and how you can learn from yesterday's. In 1970, the current Major League Baseball commissioner, Bud Selig, bought the Milwaukee Brewers for only $10.8 million. I say only, but I'm saying only because compared to $100 million, that's pretty significant, and the changes have definitely occurred throughout the time. Now, because he got it for $10.8 million, he was able to write off $10.2 million for the players' salaries at that time, and he then was able to report that he only had $600,000, or the ticket price on the franchise was $600,000. Steve, are you there?
Good afternoon, this is Stephen E. What is your name again, ma'am?
My name is Robin Annette.
Robin Annette, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Well, Robin, approximately 10 years ago, I was on the radio on various programs when I called in,
Okay.
and I would call in saying I'm.
But look, Steve, I appreciate your call. I gotta let you go, but look, please call in next Monday. You have an excellent day. You hear me?
Thank you, bye.
Not a problem. Okay, and that just proves the point. And as you said, it grows. This is the new thing, and people are investing in this. And apparently, he, as you said, he's done this even before ESPN got up. And it's been in the history for several years. People making money, and even though they have millions to do this with, they apparently want more. You want, if you have money, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you. That's a good question. These people who have all this doggone money, and they go and invest in these teams, and now people are wondering, okay, well, now you got this money, you come from this community, you're involved in that, you've got these organizations that you have involved in these different communities. What's up with the dividends? With the contributions, we need help, we need programs to be developed that we are trying to get going. So that's a great question, Taylor. I appreciate it. And Steve, he owned the State Warriors for 15 years. And then he sold it to Peter Guber and Joe Lacob for $450 million. As I said, profit, profit, profit. So even still, this is still a big side of business also with sports. Sports is all around. I mean, you've got people growing in the different sides of business, different companies that maybe their name was not out there as much as possible. It goes international even. You got the AFL. I believe that's an Australian different. That he was the fourth worst owner of the league. My God. So please call in, give your comment, and then we can discuss even further. For the stadiums and arenas, you want to try to absorb, as all of us do in business, you want to try to absorb all of the revenue streams for sponsorships, advertising, concessions. People don't think, oh, I'm buying a hot dog, but think about a stadium and 20 to 50,000 people in the stadium. So even that is lucrative, and media contracts as well. So that's definitely something to think about, and definitely something to consider if you have that kind of money and you're going to buy a franchise. But I don't know if some of you all remember the 90-day blackout that we had with the NFL. This was last season. I was disappointed. I don't know about anybody else, but I was pretty disappointed. And that led to a lot of things. They got to the camps early, training camps late, and what I'm comparing it to is this. This is a business talk show, so we're going to talk about the comparison between a regular job and this, something even on a large scale is this. You have these employers, some of these employers and businesses who want more work and labor for less compensation for your employers, for the employees. They didn't want to give up the benefits or full benefits to these players. That's ridiculous. These men are being paid millions of dollars. Yeah, that's true. But they still are human. They're going to these training camps and being exhausted. They go through heat exhaustion. They die on the field. I mean, come on. This is something, and their families too suffer. And unfortunately, with this 90-day blackout, they suffered. That's money. What I was, even before earlier, like I said, a lot of companies don't get known as well. I said that to mean this. When I was watching the Super Bowl last year, and I believe it was the Colts and Giants, and I was watching it, and I was watching the promos. I have advertisement business as well, so I kind of pay attention to that kind of thing. And I'm looking at the commercials this message is brought to you by, and Univision was across the screen. Now, they've come a long way, too. And I say that to say, people say, oh, well, it's just, Univision, and it's just a promotion or a sponsor. That's true. But you got to think, on a Super Bowl especially, a commercial 30 seconds could be not $3 million to $90 million. Magic Johnson's doing a lot of things, including the Dodgers, and I believe there's another team he's thinking about investing in. If someone could clear that up for me also and call in, I believe he was trying to do the Lakers or part of the Lakers also. So, and even more factual, Magic Johnson is the only African American on board so far as ownership. So that's another fabulous fact, and I'm very proud of him, and he's made a long way, especially with his health conditions that he seems to be doing quite well with. So the investments are definitely going the right direction. This is very serious, and when it involves this much money, you got millions flying here, you got millions flying there. Things happen. I mean, like I said, this is like taking a risk. Just like stocks and bonds, they go up, they go down, people get hired, people get fired, and now you're losing. Do you really, really want to take the chance? Think before you invest all of those over $100 million or more, something so unstable yet lucrative as buying a sports franchise. If you can do it, great. If you can't, think a little bit longer before you decide to go on the bad side of this economy, and buying your franchise. That blackout was so horrible because that cut everything back. That cut concessions, that cut advertising for the sports, that cut all these different avenues for money. I mean, Jerry alone, who owns the Cowboys, he has invested several $1 million every month. So what happens there? He's got the biggest stadium in the world. We seem to have Xavier on hold, so I appreciate you, Xavier. Let's see what you got to say. Xavier, how can I help you?
Yeah, how you doing, Ms. Robin?
I'm doing just great. How are you today?
All right, I enjoyed the show today.
Excellent, thank you.
I think we're so happy as the people we have come so far. There was a time blacks couldn't even play in the basement.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Not only have we gone from being allowed to play, but we excel and we're doing things outside of the sports world. We're entrepreneurs and we're owners.
We're doing it. Yes, we are. All right, Travis, well, I appreciate your comment. You call in next Monday, okay? Abundant blessings. Bye-bye. All right, and that was Travis, and we had Xavier. We have one more call, and his name is Leroy. Leroy, how can I help you? How are you today?
How are you, Robin? I'm great. Yourself?
I'm good. Is this Mr. McKenzie?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Thank you for calling in. This is Miss Robin Annette signing off on Radio 1's WOLB 1010 AM in Baltimore.